So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. And now, for the review of the day. Got a 5-star review here on the Certified Buyer Agent course from Galena Esfihin. Galena, I botched your name. I apologize, or maybe I did. 5 stars. She says, absolutely amazing. Lots of great information. Can't wait to apply it in real life. Certified Buyer Agent. Just go to futureofrealestatetraining.com. You guys can get in there and take the Certified Buyer Agent course. First 7 days are $7, just $1 a day. Futureofrealestatetraining.com. Keep the comments coming, guys. I love them. And remember, I eat feedback for breakfast. So give me a 1-star review if you want, or a 5-star review if you want. I don't care. And the more reviews we get, the better guests we get. So please, subscribe first, and then leave us a review or wherever you're listening. All right, guys, well, we've tried the new show for a number of episodes, and the downloads have spoken. You guys love this show. Wow, I am so honored that we can do an engaging and fun and current show that agents from all over the world are listening to and learning from about what's happening in our beloved real estate industry. So we're going to keep it up. We're excited, and welcome to today's State of the Market.
Welcome, Rockstar Nation. Thanks for tuning into the State of the Market podcast with your host, Pat Hyben and Kevin Kaufman.
All right, Rockstar Nation, we got some news-worthy stuff to talk about today. Excited to be here with my co-host, Kevin Kaufman. Kevin, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, brother? How are you doing, Pat?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. A sunny day in Folly Beach, South Carolina today, so I'm excited.
Can't complain about that, right? We got a nice day here in Phoenix, too. Probably a little toasty later on, but right now, as the time of this recording, it's doing pretty good.
Nice, nice. So you guys got 400. What did you just tell me before we started recording? 425 people coming to your conference?
Yeah, man. So we got a conference in Vegas this Thursday and Friday called Next Level Agents Live. And I just checked right before you and I hopped on the line, 425 registrations so far. And it's counting, apparently. And that's not counting the live streams.
Isn't it weird how, because I deal with this with my other company, GoBundance, where, we have events too. And I always think after about 60 days to go, I think, well, nobody's going to sign up, right? Because I'm such a planner, right? I'll plan shit a year in advance.
Yep.
And I'm shocked. Like how many people sign up with like 5 days to spare? You're still getting signups, huh?
I'll tell you what, while I realize not everybody does their schedule the year before like I do, I still am blown away. The same thing. I mean, this conference is in Las Vegas. It was planned. The dates were announced. We started selling tickets last May, and we've had registrations this morning. But there was one day last week where there was 39 registrations for this conference. That's almost 10%. I'm blown away. I'm literally blown away. But hey, listen, I'm just happy that people are showing up. We've got a great event. We got people buying the live stream for the people that can't make it out. So I'm pretty excited about it. We're gonna do. I think we're gonna put on a good show, and we'll see. I guess we'll see. The results to speak for themselves.
Yeah. Well, congrats. Cool, dude. All right, so let's jump into some news, buddy. So what's going on in real estate news this week?
Yeah. So Pat, the one thing that hopped off the page at me over the last few days was Zillow suing Compass. And at first, this looks like it's not that big of a deal. It's just one company suing another over what looks like a poached employee. And it may be poached, which is funny. Wasn't it Zillow that
you're allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, it's like we're all free agents.
This is America, not Russia.
Yeah. And wasn't it Zillow who got sued by NAR a couple years ago
Yeah.
So, but what I think this is, the reason why I think this is news, and it's actually a big deal, is I don't think this is necessarily about the employee that was poached. I believe this is Rich Barton, I guess, flexing his muscle and really stating, hey, you know what? I think Compass is they're a foe of ours. They're a direct competitor in the future as we look to change the landscape of real estate. As they moved into buying real estate and creating this platform and this sort of different experience for the buyer and seller, I believe this was Zillow going, hey, I'm going to see if I can hurt him right now.
Wait a minute. Let's dumb this down so a third grader can understand it. So, people would look at this and they say, okay, here's Compass, which is a real estate sales brokerage, right? And here's Zillow, which is let's just say a mirror of the MLS online for the public. So they coexist. Like, why are they fighting? Why would they? Why would there be an undercurrent? Why would they be like, I'm gonna sucker punch him?
I believe this speaks to what both companies believe are the future of real estate, which is a more seamless experience that probably involves fewer real estate agents. I'm not going to say no real estate agents because I don't believe that. But I believe this speaks to what they see in the future, which is these companies, if you will, having more control over this transaction and the experience of buying and selling real estate. And I think these are two companies that are positioning themselves. You look at Zillow, like, when we talked about with the date when Zillow, they made the move, right? Spencer was stepped down or whatever they're calling it. And then Rich Barton stepped back in as the CEO. That was a sign. I think I said it on that recording I think this is a sign of we're no longer going to be real estate friendly. This is no longer an ad spend game for us. We have a new focus, and that focus is buying and selling real estate and probably all the other things that go with it. And so my guess is that Zillow, specifically Rich Barton and his board, see Compass as a potential direct threat or competitor to them in the not so distant future.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because they need to coexist, right? I mean, Compass needs Zillow. Zillow needs Compass, right? I mean, they both, help each other.
Zillow's got the number one brand in real estate in our entire industry right now. Yeah. And so if I'm Compass, I definitely don't want to be on the opposite bad end of a Zillow target. And at the same time, obviously, they're ramping up. I thought I read somewhere recently that they're planning to go to like 400 different or get up to 400 different people on their development team for their platform and their technology with what they're building. We talked about them buying Contactually a few months ago. I think that was more of hey, CRM is actually of the least importance of all the things we've got to build. So let's go buy one. Which is, actually what I had said initially to Gary Keller when he started building his I was like, why don't we just buy one? It seems weird that we're going to try to build one in-house, and let's go work on more important things so we can be focused on what the real prize is.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a technology play on some level because this lawsuit, because right, if they poach two of their top guys, I think it was their CTO or whatever, chief technology officer or somebody, right? If they poach these people, A, you're allowed to do that. And B, if you're going to sue somebody, you sue the guy that got poached for a non-compete clause that he signed that said he won't go compete, right? So you sue the person, not the company.
Yeah, my guess, and I don't know, obviously I'm not an attorney and I don't even play one on TV, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but my thought from a legal standpoint is maybe because we're talking about Zillow with them being a publicly traded company, and granted, Compass isn't yet. They're clearly on the path, right? That with all the money that they've raised, one would think that would be a route that they go in the future to be able to pay back their investors. So my guess is because the scale of these businesses and the valuations that we're talking about, and that they're publicly traded, which means they play by, Zillow is anyways, they have to play by different rules than the smaller private companies. So I don't know if that really plays into it or not. We should probably talk to an attorney about that or someone smarter than myself. but my guess is that probably has got something to do with it.
Yeah, well, makes sense. It's fascinating, right? I love seeing these guys throw around lawyer money, but all right. Well,
The
you know
attorney's busy.
that kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about next, which is, these guys that have created this private listing service, or they're calling it now. I don't really think they call it. It's called the PLS, right? And it's really, believe it or not, which is a negative word, the pocket listing, right? Pocket listing, which is a normal word in the commercial real estate realm, but in the residential real estate realm, it's a dirty word, right? And they've got 9,000 agents that are subscribers to this PLS. It's PLS.com, pocket listing service. And what they're trying to do is basically they're skirting the MLS. So that they're selling a bunch of houses on this sucker too. So what they're doing is they're taking properties, putting it on the PLS, right? And now, mind you, when you're on the PLS instead of the MLS, you're not on Zillow, you're not on Redfin, you're not on any freaking app on anyone's phone except the PLS. And so that's the strategy, right? It's the whole thing came from an angst of, I'm tired of someone taking all my information and giving it to someone for a price, or, I'm tired of having my information out there and me having no control over it, my listings about it. And so that's where it came from. And because of that angst and because of that, they got 9,000 agents signed up for this sucker. And they're selling a bunch of houses through the PLS. Now, I wanted to get your opinion on this, Kevin.
So I get where they're coming from. I'm going to read this quote, like, if you'll bear with me for a moment, because this is where I want to start. One of the founders, I think last name is Dyson, Chris Dyson. He says, in big cities, and especially in places like Los Angeles, you have a lot of sellers who don't want their information shared publicly, and it can be difficult to get enough exposure for these types of properties. Up until now, the only way to market these private listings had been email or calling other agents in your network and hope that your list was good enough.
All right, guys, why waste thousands of dollars and countless hours on training that never touches on what matters most? How to make more money in real estate. For just $7, you can start a 1-week trial at Rebus University today. And what that means is $13,000 worth of real estate courses on how to make more commissions will be available to you for $1 a day. It's all you can eat. Go in there and take them all if you can. Only $7. To start your 7-day all-access free trial, go to futureofrealestatetraining.com. These courses are guaranteed to get you more listings, more leads, and more commissions. Futureofrealestatetraining.com, or just text the word trial to 444-999. That's TRIAL to 444-999.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist. There are, in fact, that's why things like Zillow offers, home, OfferPad and Open Door exist, because there are people that don't want to deal with the entire sales process. But
and to slow it down, I think what he's saying is if you have a piece of art that's worth $1 million that you don't want in a photograph on an app that somebody pulls up while sitting in front of your house, or you know what I mean? Like, this is a privacy issue, right?
Who knows? Maybe we should get him on the show, because I'd love to actually I don't want to say debate it, but I'd love to have a conversation with him, because and again, okay, I'm gonna speak to my MLS here in Phoenix, Arizona. If we want to not display the listings to public sites, it's a checkbox in our MLS. We can still list it on the MLS and not display on public sites. I don't know if the other MLSs have that option or not. And I'm not about to say that there aren't people that feel that way, because there are. However, the word a lot, I think is, or I should say the words a lot are definitely, I guess it's, what are you comparing that to? Are you comparing that to the 5 million transactions that happen on a yearly basis across the United States? To me, my problem with the PLS is that this is absolutely only focused on the realtor, and it's not focused on the consumer. This is actually focused on the realtor. This is about, quote unquote, our data, our information, all that same boring argument we've heard for years, that fight's over. We've lost that fight. It's gone. What concerns me, or why I have pause for something like this, is that this doesn't really put the homeowners or sellers and buyers' needs first. This is not about consumer behavior. This is about real estate agent behavior. And to me, the reason why we have companies like Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow, etc., is because we, as an industry, have historically put realtors first and the consumers second, if at all. And if we would just put the consumer first, we'd realize, like, this is why Zillow exists: consumers and their desire for a different experience. I mean, when you really break down the buying and selling process as a consumer, it's terrible. It's all around terrible when you look at all of the different things that have to happen, which is why all of this is, like, they like to use the word real estate prop tech. I don't know who invented that word.
Prop tech, which means property technology.
I guess. I don't even know. I think they're just making up words. And so they use this prop tech. The reason why these are there is to match consumer behavior. This technology does not drive consumer behavior. Consumer behavior drives technology. And I think that as realtors, most of us have not realized that. We've gone, me. This hurts me and my ability to make money. And don't get me wrong, selling real estate is how I make money too. Yes, this is something I also have to deal with. And I'm also just realistic about who the problem is. And the problem is in the mirror. It's me. Like, I've got to get better at what I do to my clients. And this, to me, just puts the agent or agents back in front of the consumer. And that's always a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, like, who does it really benefit not to be on? I mean, really, if you don't want your freaking piece of artwork taken a picture of, just, take it at a different angle, or put it in a storage bin or something. I mean, or don't take a picture of that room. I don't know. Okay, I get it. Let's just say that privacy does exist. People want it private. The thing is, by having it in a public listing service, a private listing service, whatever, it is not creating anywhere near the auction type atmosphere that the MLS would create.
Yes.
The MLS would create, that's the best auction ever, right? You put a house in MLS, price it right, and you're going to have this incredible, you're going to have bids from companies and agents you never even heard of before. But this private listing system diminishes that, right? And again, you're always going to sell something for more money at an auction with 1,000 people there than you are with one person there. It's just, or two. You know what I mean? It's just economics.
Yeah, I get it. I look at this, like, in Phoenix, we've got like somewhere between 35 to 40,000 licensees in Phoenix alone, in the greater Phoenix area. This PLS has 9,000 members nationwide. If they were all concentrated in Phoenix, I still wouldn't feel comfortable putting my property on that, because it's not even, it's at best a quarter of the realtors who, so I'm not 75% of the realtors aren't seeing it, and neither is the potential buying pool of people. And so, listen, pocket listings exist. I get it. Some people are like, I would sell if I had a buyer, but I really don't want to. I get all that stuff. Like, there are exceptions, but the rule is what you just said. The MLS is the perfect auction system. It opens it up to everybody. We can't go, hey, I want to sell my house, and I want to get top dollar for it, but I just don't want anybody to see it. I just pay me top dollar, whatever the house for sale next door sold for, except mine's a little bit better. But I'm not going to show anybody. You're just going to have to pay me full price. Like that just doesn't. That shit doesn't.
I almost feel like it would be like equivalent to Zillow's "Make Me Move," where it's like, I'd like to sell my house, but I don't want to do any of the work, and I don't want anyone looking at it. Only on a case-by-case basis. And, it basically is saying, oh, I'm drastically going to overprice this thing, and you're going to bring me an offer, and I probably will decide I don't want to take it because I'm now that the pressure's on, I don't know where I'd move to. I just don't. I love this house so much.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's just wasting your time with these people.
So, yeah, and I get it, especially with some bigger properties or some unique properties. There's a time and place for some pocket listings, right? And but my concern here is, like, I'm looking at the quotes that these guys who created this PLS.com, their quotes are all about me as the realtor, and how the Zillows of the world are cutting out the agent because they're getting the lead, they're selling the information, back to them in the form of leads, et cetera, because they have the traffic. And to me, that's a different issue. Pocket listing, okay, great. Pocket listing, no big deal. But then just say, hey, we're doing this because of that. Like, that's the wrong thing. That just tells me you're focused on yourself and not the consumer. And again, that's not good to start with the consumer second, or even worse.
Now here's the thing. Like, if someone came out, right? If a company came out and said, we're going to build a pocket listing service or private listing service or whatever you want to call it, right? A listing service. And instead of selling the listing information to the public with a random agent's name that's paying us money so we can make money, right? It's going to say the listing agent's name on it, right? So the listing agent pays $500 a listing or whatever to this company, and they get their own name on their own listings, right? There's not that's genuine, right? That's a real, I mean, you know what I mean? That's a good reason to build a private listing service. It's because at that point, then you are cutting out Zillow and Redfin and some of these others, from having other agents, show up on your listings, right? But the thing is, how can you build that to scale so people are going to see that, right? Plenty of people make a decent living selling real estate, but how many manage to make millions, to become a millionaire? Imagine how much more profitable your business would be if you had the chance to learn from someone who actually made their millions selling real estate. Rebus University instructors know what it takes to build a highly successful, highly lucrative real estate business because they've done exactly that. These self-made real estate millionaires spent years in the trenches, identifying exactly what works in today's markets. And that's exactly what they teach. Right now, we're running a 7-day trial on Rebus University's All Access package. For just $7, you can get access to every course. Every millionaire real estate instructor, there's over 40 of them, 40 millionaire real estate instructors that Rebus University has to offer. You have access to all of them. To start your 7-day free trial for only $7, go to futureofrealestatetraining.com. That's futureofrealestatetraining.com, or text TRIAL, TRIAL, to 444-999. That's TRIAL to 444-999. Hey, real estate agents and rock stars. If you're getting value out of the content in this episode, make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel. Also, click the little bell icon to be notified about upcoming episodes. And I would also love it if you left a comment and shared the most impactful tips and tactics you've learned from the knowledge shared in this episode, or even maybe make a suggestion requesting a topic of what you'd like to learn in future episodes. I welcome any feedback below. Now, back to the episode.
Well, the minute you start building at scale, what happens? You have a cost, and then when you have costs, you need revenue. And then once you realize you can create revenue, all of a sudden this isn't all about, doing good for the realtor. This is about, hey, it's a business now and we've got to make money, and they're just going to end up selling ads to realtors too. Yeah,
it's interesting. I mean, maybe I just don't get the whole privacy thing. Maybe because I'm such a public person, I am who I am, right? I don't care. But maybe it's just the nature of some people, especially with big houses. Maybe that's just their nature, that they consider themselves private, and something like this is very attractive to them.
Hey, I guess, Pat, when you make your next 100 or 200 million, maybe you'll feel different, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on, brother. All right. So agents are suing each other over over domain names. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, this one kind of cracked me up. And you mentioned, like, hey, trying to stop other realtors from showing up on your listing, online. So there is a broker who is suing Sotheby's rival for quote unquote cybersquatting, because they this brokerage, this Sotheby's brokerage franchise, I assume, went and bought a URL or a domain name that is a person's name who is a well-known broker in Las Vegas. He has, I believe, been in the industry for more than 20 years and founded a boutique brokerage called Simply Vegas back in 2010, I want to believe. It's a big deal. It's a big company. They're one of the top firms in the state of Nevada by sales volume. Like, they sell a lot of real estate. Well, there's a Sotheby's franchise or Sotheby's office who went out and bought his name as a URL. It's Gavin Earstone, Gaviner.
I just clicked on it. And it went to Sotheby's.
It's pretty funny. So, I'm laughing at it, and I bet this guy's frustrated. I'd probably be frustrated too, but good God, could we not use the courts for this and lawyers? I mean, dude, you didn't buy your own domain name. Like, that's on you. I don't have my domain. I have it with my middle initial, but not just my first name and last name. I couldn't get it. I bought it too late. And sorry, too bad. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, I bought Hyben.com, and there's tons of Hybens in the world. I'm not getting sued because I own Hyben.com, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just got it early, right? I mean, this happened in my market, in my local market, and it was probably 20 years ago when domains came out. That an agent, Stephen James, bought ElaineNorthrup.com, and Elaine Northrup is Craig Northrup's mother. At the time, it was, I think he bought a couple of agents' names, and there's nothing she could do about it, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. Is it sneaky? Yeah, it's sneaky. Is it dirty? Yeah, because you're kind of, I mean, whatever. And I think what eventually happened, like for years, he kept it, and I just looked at it now, and it looks like he either sold it to Craig, or he finally gave it up and just gave it to him, or maybe Craig took him out to lunch and was like, come on, man. But it's just like that. It's one of those things. It's like, come on, man. I mean, she should really just be like, all right, you finally come. But here's the thing. Donald Trump did this to Ted Cruz. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember hearing something about it. I don't remember all the details.
It was when before he was even nominated as the candidate, and it was down to like 5 candidates, and Ted Cruz was one of them. And Ted Cruz's IP guy, let it expire, and then Trump sent out a tweet literally the next day and was like, TedCruz.com just expired, and my guy picked it up. And it went and he forwarded it to the Trump page. And so, but it's the same thing. It's just dirty. You just don't do that. I mean,
I look at it as this way. I guess I look at it as you're buying traffic, right? I mean, that's what you do when you go and you run ads on Google or Facebook or any other search engine or site. I look at that as buying traffic, and I'm not sure this is too different. Now, have they used the website to build or use the domain to build a website that maybe slandered him or said something bad about him? That I would have a problem with. But in this case, I'm just
it's just forwarding. It's just one of those things. You can do it, and I think it's legal. There's nothing wrong with it, and it is what it is. You know, if Trump can do it to Ted Cruz, then this lady can do it to Gavin, and he just needs to suck it up and be like, hey, you know, that sucks, but what are you going to do? I mean, here's the thing: if you're paying money for SEO, it's not going to matter anyways.
Yeah, it's again, I'm just shocked that this got to a lawsuit. Like, I can't believe that. I hope a judge sees this and goes, no, sorry, there's actually real things we need to spend our resources on here in this court, and you two can go figure this out on your own.
Yeah, and how much money are you going to spend? Well, he probably spends a lot because he's like, that's my family name or that's my name, and it is an odd name, right? So he's probably the only Gavin M. Stone. Social Security number.
I'll bet you that there's another Gavin Stone somewhere, and who's to say that, or Earthstone, whatever his name is, it's Ernstone. Who's to say that there's not another one somewhere and that he doesn't want the website or the URL? I mean, too bad. I just don't think this should go to court. I get it. It sucks for him. Especially with the name and reputation he's built in Las Vegas. He's got a great company, it sounds like, and they're thriving. And, dude, sorry, you kind of missed out on this one. Too bad, so sad.
Yeah. Too bad, so sad. All right. Let's move on. What else we got?
I think that might have been in the news for this week, at least as far as anything big or new. Saw a bunch of kind of look like recycled stuff over the last couple of days. Must be slow news cycle this month or this time of year because everyone's busy selling real estate. But I guess we'll see what pops up here in the next week or two.
Yeah. There's always something. Well, listen, buddy. Well, good luck on good luck at the event. Hope you crush it, and look forward to catching up on more real estate news next week.
Right on, man. Hey, I appreciate it, Pat. We'll talk to you then, my man.
All right, Kevin.
All right. See you later, rock stars.
Thanks for tuning into the State of the Market podcast with your host, Pat Hyben and Kevin Kaufman.
Thank you so much for listening to the State of the Market. If you have any news you would like us to cover, please go to Next Level Agents on Facebook or send an email to info@rebusuniversity.com. That's info@rebusuniversity, REBUS, university.com, and we'll be sure to bring it up.